Family and I are going to Europe and I'm going to be vlogging the entire thing. So let's get a family of 6 to the airport with a million bags. Good morning, Stockholm. I am so excited. This is going to be the first time I'm vlogging for my European family trip. I typically do a trip with my family every year, but I feel like I always say I'm going to vlog it and then I never actually end up vlogging it. But this is different because I have been really inspired by a lot of like the Copenhagen girls on Instagram and YouTube. I follow one specifically, her name is Berta, and she's kind of blowing up on YouTube and I'm obsessed with her content. And I watched her Stockholm vlog when I was planning this trip and it got me so excited to come here. So we're on our annual family trip and this trip revolves around the Eras Tour. So I really dictated this family trip this year because I bought 4 tickets to the Stockholm show when they came out completely on a whim. I knew I was gonna go to a show in Europe, and so I tried to pick a show that was not as sought after Americans, because I know the Paris shows, London shows, any shows in Italy are probably gonna be like a bunch of Americans and Europeans trying to get tickets, versus I felt like Stockholm that aren't as touristy were easier to get tickets to. I don't know if my logic was correct, but we did get tickets to the Stockholm show and I'm really, really excited. So I bought 4 tickets because that was the max that you could buy. I was like, I'm gonna find people to go with, like it's the Eras Tour. And so it works out because my siblings wanted to come and then we just planned our family trip around this. No one in my family has been to Stockholm or to Sweden in general. So it's our first time here and I'm obsessed. The weather is amazing already. I mean, we literally just got to the Airbnb. We had about a 18-hour travel day. So it was a lot because we flew from Miami to Madrid and then we had a layover and then we flew from Madrid to Stockholm. So we had a 9-hour flight. Madrid to Stockholm is a 4-hour flight. So it was just a really long travel day, and then the layovers, getting to the airport, all of that stuff. But I slept pretty much the whole flight. My Aura Ring score for sleep is at like a 40, but you know, I still did end up getting some REM sleep and some deep sleep. So I'm gonna count it as a win. But this trip I really wanted to like pack efficiently, make sure that I had like the Nordic European outfits. So that's why I'm wearing this like oversized blazer, hat, purse. I feel like Matilda Djerf really inspired my outfits this trip. I'm going to show you guys what we're doing this entire trip. So like I said, Stockholm for the Eras Tour. We are here for about 3 nights. We're flying to Vienna and then we're having one of my dad's friends from Romania pick us up from Vienna and we're gonna drive to Romania. So if you don't know, my dad is from Romania. He grew up there. He moved to the US when he was 18. And so we, like none of the kids have seen Romania. Him and my mom have gone, but like none of us have seen it. And so we're really excited to see his side of the country, where he grew up. We're gonna get to see the house he grew up in. We're gonna do the whole like Romanian church thing and like see childhood friends of his. I don't think he has like any family there anymore, but he does have like friends and stuff that stayed when he had ended up leaving. So very excited about that. And then we're gonna drive back to Vienna. We're gonna stop 1 night in Budapest, so we'll have 1 day there. And then from Budapest, we'll go to Vienna and we're gonna spend 2 days in Vienna and then we're gonna fly back to Miami. So I am super excited. I think it's gonna be such an amazing trip and I'm so grateful that I can be here. I do have a lot of stuff when it comes to work though, so I will have to be working this trip slightly, which has added a lot of stress because we are in the middle of fundraising and the fact that I am now leaving on a trip is like not great. But like I said, we had this trip planned for a year now. I got the tickets in the beginning of July, so I thought I would be done fundraising at this point. So every night from like 9 to 12 I will be working, and then I'm gonna wake up a little early and work in the morning. But in terms of like taking calls, it would have to be like 9 p.m. to midnight because of the time change. And then I actually found an investor here that invests in US companies. He invests in creator companies. And so I messaged him on LinkedIn and we're getting coffee tomorrow. So I am still doing some like meetings here if I can. I don't think I'll do that in like Vienna and Romania, but you never know. But I will still be like working at night here and stuff like that. So that's kind of the plan for this week. I am super, super excited and I just like am so grateful that I'm here. And I'm gonna show you guys the Airbnb because we're a family of 6, so we need like a big Airbnb for all of us to stay in, and it's perfect. It's like in a cute little neighborhood and it's 10 minutes away from the city, so it's not like in the center of Stockholm, but it's in this like gorgeous neighborhood. It feels so cute and just like so cute. So I'm gonna show you guys what the Airbnb looks like. So this is the outside of the Airbnb, and there's a trampoline there, which Chloe and I said that we were gonna start doing in the morning. Apparently it's good for lymphatic drainage. And then this little like front yard area is so cute. The houses here are all so cute and charming. And then you walk in. I love this. That's so cute. And this is an actual like family's home. So you walk in over here, there's a tiny bathroom and like a place to put your shoes, kind of like a mudroom area, and this small bathroom. I love all like the tiles and the color. And then you walk in over here. The living room is gorgeous. It's a huge living room. I love the art that they've selected, all of the natural light. It's actually gorgeous. And I love that in Sweden, we've noticed they're not afraid to use color. Like, the color is very much embraced here, and I want to adopt some of that. This is a little like common area that leads to the backyard, and then the dining room. It's a really big dining room, which is really nice. I feel like we won't really use this that often, maybe to like get some work done. And then the backyard, it's like a cute little garden. Okay, they gave us the key to it, so it is locked, but it's a really cute garden in the back. Hi guys. The kitchen is also pretty big, so we could cook here if we wanted to. I do not think we will be cooking, but it's really nice to have this big kitchen. I just love the design and feel of it. The house that we were growing up in Florida had this, where we would like measure how tall we got, and I cannot wait to do that when I have a family because I think that's so cute. Okay, and then all the bedrooms are upstairs. So this is the second floor. This is the main bedroom. My parents have already claimed it, maybe took a little power nap. It has a nice little balcony up there. There's a bathroom in there, but it is in use. I am staying in this bedroom. It's one of the kids' rooms. I packed very efficiently, I'm not gonna lie. The bathrooms are so tiny, so we will be having to do like our makeup out here and stuff. Another bedroom. One of the bathrooms with a shower. Another bedroom over here. And then there's a third floor with another like common area / bedroom. There's a couch. And then another bedroom. That's the Airbnb. We're all getting ready and we're gonna go and have a fika, which is coffee and like a little midday snack, I think. Day, and I'm trying to be quiet because my family is still sleeping, but I am actually meeting an investor this morning. It's crazy because it gets light at 4 a.m. here. Like the sun rises so early, so I forgot to sleep with my blinds closed, and I woke up at 4 a.m. thinking it was like 9, and I was like, oh, it just looks like it's 9 a.m. because the sun rises at 4 over here, which I just wasn't expecting, but it does make sense, and it sets really late. It sets at like 9:30. I am headed to meet an investor. My whole family is sleeping. I'm meeting him at a coffee shop, and I found him through another company that he's invested in when I was like searching who this company's investors were, and then he happened to live in Stockholm, and I was like, oh my god, this is perfect. So I reached out to him, told him I was coming this week, and we set up a time to meet. I'm gonna show you my outfit. It's one of my favorites from this trip just because it's like a pop of color, and it's something that I would not wear in Miami for some reason, but I think it's really cute and it's like perfect for this trip. So I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna take my supplements, and then I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna take the train into the city and meet him at this coffee shop. So I'm wearing this cardigan. I actually do not remember where it's from. A brand did send it to me, so I will have it linked below. This tank top is from Brandy Melville, and then these jeans I just got recently at Madewell. I'm wearing this fun pop of color, this pink bag from JW Pay. Hair is in a slick back. I had to borrow my dad's hair gel to do it. And then I have these like cute little flats. I'm really hoping they're not uncomfortable. I put something in the back of them, like a Dr. Scholl's thing, to make sure that I can walk all day with them. I wanted to thank Squarespace for sponsoring today's video because the #1 question that I get asked for anything business related, people ask me what the first step is, and I always say get a website and build it on Squarespace. The reason I say this is because you can build a really beautiful website in a matter of minutes. Squarespace has the best templates and it wins awards for its designs for a reason. It's also really customizable, so if you don't like something or you want to make it your own, because you can customize whatever you want on Squarespace. And what I like about it is that it's creator friendly and business business owner friendly, which means that it wants to help your business grow. It has marketing tools, customer service. It's seriously amazing and you need to try it. Get 10% off your first Squarespace order using my code NatalieBarbu or go to squarespace.com/NatalieBarbu. Let's get back to the vlog.
Mom, it's really good. Wow, Lucas, this is really good.
Anybody else wants tomato sauce? Tomato salad? Sorry.
Really good.
Hold on.
Chloe, did you try that polenta and see how good it is?
Someone way down here loses someone dear. The winner takes it all.
This song is actually really sad. Like off made it seem like so hard to sing the right key. Like I would just. You mean looking at me? Whoever it is. Whoever it is, it's like no, it's not just you. She's like, but it's like hard to.
We have spent the day exploring Sweden, so I had my meeting this morning with an investor and it went really well. I talked to him for like 2 hours probably, and it was just really good because he used to be a founder in the creator space and now he's an investor, so he gave a lot of insight and he also has a lot of connections, which is great. And then we went to an interior design store, we walked around, we went to the ABBA museum. It was such a fun day and filled with, I feel like, a lot of traditional Swedish things. Like we had a traditional Swedish lunch, we got Swedish meatballs, I tried it with the cranberry, the cucumber, the mashed potatoes. It was all really, really good. And now we're at Old Town and exploring this little area, giving our feet a rest because we've been walking all day, and then we are headed to dinner. And I looked up, so I'm in charge of planning the whole trip. I looked up all the restaurants, things to do, made an entire itinerary. I'm gonna show you guys how I plan this out, especially with a group of 6 people, and how a shared notes app is really all you need. And out the entire trip, found this Italian restaurant on TikTok that people say is really good. It's called Florentine and it looks amazing, so I am really, really excited about it. I had reservations for tomorrow for lunch, but we changed it to tonight for dinner. And it's crazy seeing everyone here because number one, people say that the weather here this weekend is like not normal. Like 2 weeks ago it was snowing, next week the high is gonna be 60 degrees again, and now the high is 73, and like in May this is just like not normal. Like everyone's outside, everyone's like at cafes, at parks, and it just looks so like beautiful and lively. But apparently this is not the norm in May, so we feel really lucky. And then also we stick out like sore thumbs because we are American, and every single person that we've encountered has been like, are you here for the Taylor Swift concert? So I think it's like a very obvious thing what we're here for. And I looked it up and apparently 120,000 people are traveling to Sweden this weekend for the Taylor Swift concert. So from all over, but still, that's a crazy number of people because Stockholm has less than 1 million people that live here. It has like 950,000 or something like that. So to have 120,000 people traveling into your city for one weekend for one person is absolutely insane. I want to know whatever else drives those types of numbers because I do not think it is possible besides like the World Cup or the Olympics or something like that. I am very, 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 very excited. Chloe and I just keep saying like, I cannot believe that the concert is tomorrow because we're just like so excited for it. I feel like I've been doing a good job on the content too, and I am proud of myself because I can see everyone staring as I'm vlogging, but the way that I like to think about it is, number one, social media is like very normal now, and number two, who cares? Doing this 13 years, I better get used to it. But anyways, I am loving Sweden. Like this has been one of the nicest cities I've been to. I feel like I'm learning a lot about the culture while I'm here, and I have just been obsessed with being here. We're gonna head off to dinner. Good morning. It is the next day and we're waiting for our Uber. My family, it's so funny because I'm definitely pro public transportation. I'm always going on the train, or like that's my preferred method, especially if it's a nice day or if it's just easy. And my family, they've never really lived in a place with public transportation, so for them they're like, let's just Uber. Like once we're in Stockholm we'll be taking the train and stuff, but they definitely prefer an Uber. Last night Lucas and I went out to a bar, so we went out on a rooftop and it was so nice. It's also crazy because it does not get dark here until like midnight. Like the sun technically sets at like 10:30, but doesn't get fully dark until probably like midnight or like 12:15, which is just so weird to me. I would hate to come here though in the winter when it doesn't get light at all. Like I would definitely feel a lot of depression. So if you live here, what is it like in the winter? Like how do you guys function? That might be a stupid question, but like I like could not live in a place where it's dark year round or all day long, even if it is just for like a temporary season. We're headed to a brunch spot. It's called Greasy Spoon. I've heard a lot of good things about this, and it's also crazy because I feel like today especially there's gonna be so many Americans in Stockholm. Like when we got here on Wednesday it felt like we were the only Americans. Thursday it felt like 50% of the people were American, and now as we are approaching the concert, which is literally tonight, and she has concerts Saturday and Sunday, it's gonna be like full of Americans. I think like this country has so many Americans right now, or at least the city does, and everyone knows we are the Swifties. It's like we'll walk into a place and they're like, Swifties? And we're like, yep, that's us. Like my outfit today, I'll show you guys. This is for half the day because then obviously the concert is tonight, so we will be getting ready for that. I don't even know if you can see, I like can't tell, but anyways, I'm wearing this blazer, this shirt. It came with a set and I got this in Australia last year. I'm so glad I got this because it's such like a cute fun shirt, and I've actually worn it a bunch of times. My sunglasses are from Amazon. I will link them below. Skirt is Abercrombie, and then I'm wearing my little flats and I forget where they're from. Let's go get some breakfast. Okay, it is Eras tour day and I'm going to show you guys my outfit here, but I'm 1989 / The Man. It's a little bit of both, but this is from Revolve. My whole outfit is actually from Revolve besides my cowboy boots, which are Princess Polly. In the arena in Stockholm, you can't bring a bag, so I'm just bringing my ID. I guess we should just have like one credit card for all of us, my phone, lip gloss, and I'm shoving everything in my brother's pockets. And my brother's coming with us to the concert, and it's his first concert ever, so I can't believe it's the Eras tour. Like, he's so blessed to have that be his first concert. Lucas is the Lover era. He's got the perfect shirt for it. First concert ever. Which one are you most excited for?
If she plays The Last Time with Gary Lightbody.
Unless it's a surprise song, she's not. So, which other one?
All Too Well.
Oh, 10-minute version.
10-minute version.
Yep. Yeah. Dita is also, I think she's Speak Now. Chloe thinks she's Lover. Boots are Lover. Outfit is Speak Now in my opinion, but whatever. What are you excited for?
A couple songs. I can't pick one. Love Blank Space. Fortnite, maybe unpopular opinion, but I do love that song. And But Daddy, I Love Him.
Chloe is Fearless. What are you excited for? I'm excited
Delicate. Does she sing Delicate?
Yeah.
Love that song. Delicate for sure.
I'm excited for Who's Afraid of Little Old Maid.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that too. And The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I was there.
Morning guys, it is post-Eras tour day. I'm wearing my merch. When I went to the concert in Atlanta, I just got a t-shirt, so I really wanted to make sure that I got like a crew neck this time. But we are leaving Stockholm and we are headed to Vienna right now, but from Vienna we're getting picked up and we're driving to Romania. I am so tired. I need an entire day where I catch up on sleep because like I will not be able to function. I'm obsessed with Stockholm. I will definitely be back in the summer. I think this is such like a fun, cute city. Like I loved like the people here. Like I don't know, I thought the Swedish people were so kind. Lucas had a lot of fun. I made sure that he stood up pretty much the entire time. And also, you guys, I don't think there's one lyric that I didn't sing to. I stood the entire time. I don't think there's a single word my mouth was shut in. So like my throat is hurting. But I was amazed. There were so many people around us. I would say like, I'm not gonna lie, 80% of the people around us in our like area, which we got VIP tickets because that was what was left. But 87, let's be generous, let's say like 70% of the people around us were like sitting down and not singing. And so like on TikTok, obviously you see like the crazy fans like me and Chloe and like my family, and we're all like singing, like shouting, like can't speak by the end of it. And then everyone around us is sitting down. Like smallest man who ever lived bridge, me and Chloe were the only ones singing. It was really, really strange, I thought. I was like, wait, what? And I remember when I went to Atlanta, I thought the same thing. Like it wasn't like 70%, it was probably like 30%, but still there's such a large group of people that go and they don't sing, they don't know the words, they're just kind of like sitting, and I'm not gonna lie, they look bored. And I'm like so confused by that. I'm like, why would you come? I don't know. I'm not going to a single concert I'm not like hyped about, especially one that's like so hard to get to and so expensive. But anyways, it was so much fun, like so much fun. TTPD was what I expect, like was as good as I expected. Yeah. Oh, and our surprise songs were a mashup between I Think He Knows and Gorgeous, which I love Gorgeous. I Think He Knows I think is good, but like wasn't like, oh my god, I'm so excited for this. Gorgeous, love. And then second surprise song was Peter, which is in one of my tier 1 song choices, so I was very, very happy about Peter, and I actually predicted that. I wish I got it on video, but before the concert started I said I think she's gonna play Peter because Sweden gives Peter Pan vibes. I don't know if it originated here, but it just reminds me of that, and I'm glad I was not wrong. We are in Romania. We have made it. We made it in last night at like 12:30, 1 a.m. and we had to walk from like the parking lot 5 minutes to the apartment, go up a bunch of stairs, but we're here and we got some coffee, we got some breakfast this morning, and now we're actually going to see our nanny when we were younger. I know people say the word like au pair when they come from Europe and they pretty much like take care of the kids, but it wasn't through an au pair program. It was just like my grandma knew someone from the Romanian church, so I guess technically it's an au pair, but not really. I don't know. She was pretty much like our third grandma. Like that's who she was. She lived with us for like 7-8 years. And she was my grandma's age, so it just felt like she was another grandma. And that was because both my parents worked when we were younger, so we had her to take care of us, and now we're going to see her, and we haven't seen her in like, I don't know, when was the last time we saw her? 18 years. That's crazy. I'm gonna try to put a photo of her from when like we were younger, and then we'll definitely take a picture today, and I'll show you guys. But headed to go see her, and then also we're gonna do the Romanian church tonight, so that will be fun. Yeah, I'm glad we're here for the first time. It's definitely different than what I was expecting slightly, but it's nice to see. Just like I'm really excited to see where my dad grew up, and like he's showing us kind of like where he did things because he lived here for 18 years. So anyways, let's do it. I'll take you guys along with us.
Uite, face video Natalia, uite. Cu unul mai mic acum, spune hai.
This is the house that my dad grew up in. Next day, and we just got some lunch earlier today. And now my dad has some friends here that own a farm, so we are exploring their farm before we go to one of his other friends' places for dinner. But this farm is really cool. They have like pigs, there's like cute little dogs running around, cats. Like, makes me sad because I can't tell if the dogs are stray or not, but they're so cute. And then he has like a bunch of tractors and lavender and wheat. But yeah, it's really different and I am not dressed for farm life. Lighting is absolutely terrible in here, but it is what it is. It's freezing in this room. I am in Romania, obviously, as you guys can see. This is the Airbnb. I wonder if I like add like a flashlight. Does that make for better light? Is it kind of? Okay, we can keep it like this. I have been having such a fun time here, especially being in Romania because I've never been here before, but just seeing like where he's come from makes me understand him a lot more, and just being able to see that he has overcome so much in his lifetime. Not like, this isn't like a grandparent, and please let me know if you have parents that they don't have to be immigrants but just like went through hardship. I think immigrants just have such a unique understanding of the world. I always, and I don't mean disrespect to people that are like their family is American, born and raised in America, all of this stuff. I'm not trying to disrespect you at all, but I think there is a level of ignorance that a lot of Americans that have been here for generations have to the rest of the world. The hardships, I guess, of being an immigrant versus being just generations of American in general, I'm gonna stereotype here, are a little different. Usually when people immigrate to a country, it's because they have to. I just think that when you have parents that have gone through that immigration process and hardship process, it really opens up your eyes as a son or a daughter, because you've grown up your whole life most likely listening to their stories. And it's not just the stories of like, oh, when I was your age I had to walk through the snow to go to school. It's like, when I was your age, like the country was in war, or like I was living in communism, or whatever it might be, you know. And it's just so different. And for me, I was born in the United States. I never had to experience a third of the hardship, or a quarter of the hardship that my parents had to go through. And so I think first, second generation kids just have a unique perspective. And I'm really seeing that now because I've also seen now where he's grown up. Like, the house that he grew up in was super, super tiny. I mean, it's not even about size. It's more about like the government that he was living in growing up in Romania in the 60s, 70s, and then leaving in the 80s before communism fell here. And just what it was like, and hearing his stories. And it's honestly just really eye-opening to be able to see it. And obviously the country has bounced back tremendously since then, so I'm not even seeing the way that it was. But just like being able to kind of put myself in the place where he was is really cool. And I'm so glad that we got to come here. It's just like cool meeting his friends and the people that were here, you know, and actually being able to see it versus just like hearing about it in stories, even though what it is today is like so much better. Also just being in Europe in general, like not even just Romania, just like being in Sweden and then coming here, and then we're gonna go to, you know, Budapest, and we're gonna go to Vienna, and I just love Europe so much. And I know Europe is like this huge place, like people always make fun of Americans for being like, oh, I'm going to Europe, and it's like there's like a bunch of countries in Europe. In my defense, each country in Europe is like a state in the United States, and usually people are like, oh, I'm going to the United States. They're not necessarily just specifying the state, so I'm gonna defend Americans here. In Europe in general, I feel like people here do not live to work, they work to live. They have such a good work-life balance. The hustle culture is not nearly as intense as it is in the United States. And I think that there's pros and cons of that. I think that the opportunity in the United States is unmatched to any other country. But I also think there's such a negative side effect with all of the stress and the anxiety and the depression and lack of community that we have in the US. Like, I was thinking about it over here in Romania, for example. My dad has a friend that he hasn't seen in like 20 years, probably. Like, I don't even know how long he's seen him. And he came and drove from Romania to Vienna, which is like a 6-hour drive. 6-hour drive he came to drive. He found some guy's car that he rented. I don't even know how he found this van to rent. Drove to pick us up from the airport just so that he could take us to Romania. It ended up being like a 12-hour drive because he's Hungarian and he like wanted to stop in some places in Hungary. So we like stopped in a few places to eat and all of this stuff. Drove us to Romania. Took us to another guy's place that had a minivan so that we could rent the minivan while we're here so that we can like go around. Then renting that minivan, whatever, then we're going to Budapest and then to Vienna, and he's driving us all the way back just to drive us back here. And like, obviously, yes, he's getting, like, my dad is paying for him and stuff like that, but still, like, I just feel like that generosity is not a thing, at least from the people that I know. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I would have a tough time saying yes to that. Like, I'd be like, find a company to do it, I don't know, you know, like, and I hate that. Like, I don't want to be that type of person. And same with even like the Airbnb, the guy that owns this Airbnb, like he has a hostel, and I asked him, like, hey, like, is there any parking? Like, where can we park our car? And he's like, you can just park it at the hostel for free. Like, don't worry about it. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that doesn't happen that much in the US, or any person that we went to, like any house that we've been to, like any family, anything, like they set up so much food. Like when we went to go see Gina, who is the lady that was taking care of us for so many years, when we went to see her daughter and her granddaughter set up an entire like meal for us. Like, we didn't ask for that, and we didn't expect that, nothing, but they set out so much food. And then we went to one of my dad's friends' houses. We went to his farm, as you guys saw, and like they set up like drinks and cherries and fruit from their farm for us. And then we went to one of my dad's friends' houses just now, and his wife set up like the most elaborate dinner I've ever seen. We didn't even expect that. Like, we thought we were gonna go to a restaurant, and she set up the most elaborate dinner and she made all of it herself. Of course there are people like that everywhere, but like the hospitality and the generosity and just like the kindness of people's hearts is really nice to see. And I think it's because they're more like community oriented versus obviously America is just like go, 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 go. Those are my random thoughts being here, and sound off in the comments. We are leaving Romania and headed to Budapest. Budapest is apparently a very nice city, and I've never been, and it's about a 3-hour drive from where we are in Romania. Outfit of the day. For breakfast, got some shakshuka, side of bacon, a latte, and everyone else got their meals. We are exploring Budapest today. This is our one full day in Budapest. So we got here last night. We're leaving tomorrow morning to go to Vienna, and
It was raining last night, so that kind of sucked, and then today it was drizzling for a little bit, so it's a little cloudy, but it's still really, really pretty. It honestly reminds me a lot of New York. I wasn't expecting that, but it definitely reminds me more of New York than any of the other cities that we've been to on this trip. And this outfit that I'm wearing right now is very uncomfortable, so I kind of want to change, but I'm in my cowgirl era with this outfit, so let me show you. That my family loves. It is a bus tour, a hop on, hop off bus tour. We do this in every single city. We did it in Stockholm. We did it when we traveled to London. It's so nice now it's not raining. And my initial impression of Budapest is like eh, but seeing all of the areas now, not just like where our hotel is really nice. There's a lot of parks. You see the mountains in the background. The architecture is really beautiful. So I have been really liking it. What do you think, Lucas?
I think it's been awesome. It's been really nice. I think it's a lot nicer than I originally thought also. It's a lot nicer than I originally thought. I didn't realize there was like kind of like suburbs and parks, kind of like what you said. It's cool.
Yeah, it's really nice.
There is a life I lead in this city.
On a boat tour. Chloe, say hi.
I can take what I need to get by. It doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart moves slow, somewhere in the great unknown. When I return from the afterglow, will you carry me like I am whole again?
To Vienna. I think we're at the point of the trip where we're all super tired and like on the bus. We went on the hop on, hop off bus tour and we were just like all silent, like no one was speaking. Anyways, the city looks really pretty. It looks like a mini Paris, like a Paris's Nice is what I would consider, because it's not like an exact miniature version, but it has similarities enough that like they're in the same family, it seems. So it's like her cousin or her niece is how I would describe Vienna. Having beautiful weather. The Airbnb is literally so nice. I'll show you guys a tour when we get back. And we don't really know what to do because everything closes pretty early here. Like everything says that it closes at like 6. And we're all really tired, so we're kind of walking towards the apartment that we're staying at and going to some parks like along the way, like where we are right now. But I wanted to go vintage shopping and like everything closes at 6, so there's not really much we can do here today, but we're gonna get dinner at 9. We're going to like a schnitzel house, I think it's like the famous Austrian schnitzel house. Like it's like a really famous restaurant here. And then just headed back. Lucas wants to go to like a bar to do something, so I might join him, get like a drink after dinner. But yeah, we're just walking back to the Airbnb. Okay, so this is the Airbnb. This is where you enter, and then there is one bedroom. Here's this bathroom. I love the circular mirror. I think that's so nice. So the toilet there and the shower there. The living room. The kitchen here. If you guys followed me during our Paris, I didn't vlog that trip, but I did post on Instagram about it and Reels. This apartment I feel like looks very similarly to the one that we stayed in Paris. There's an elevator that goes straight to your room. So here it is. Another bedroom here and another bedroom in here. And this bathroom also has the circular mirror, which I am obsessed with. And we are in Vienna.
schnitzel test.
That's veal?
No, that's the initial schnitzel was with veal. But this joint, apparently they didn't work. What, right?
Currently thrift shopping and I found this white dress. I kind of love it, but I just like don't know what I would wear this to. I feel like this is like a Victorian costume, but it's also really pretty and like handmade. So let me show you guys. Do you guys think I could wear this? It's only 45 euros. Obviously would need to get it altered. Do you guys think I should get this? We are at the art museum here. I don't know if there's multiple, but this seems to be the biggest one. And it started pouring rain, so we are now at the cafe here. This cafe is beautiful. I don't know how the food is, but I got a white wine spritz. Oh, that looks good. White wine spritz. This is a, how did he pronounce it?
It's
Vischer or something like that. I don't know, but midday break, and then once it stops raining, we are gonna go, I think, back on the bus, sightseeing bus, and then we made some dinner reservations at a Thai restaurant. I feel like every day I have to alternate between European food, Asian food, European food, Asian food, because I can't have that much of the same food every single day. Like we had schnitzel yesterday, and I'm good. Yeah, we were just talking about how much we can't wait to go back to these states and get some Mexican food. First stop, I will be going to my favorite Mexican restaurant in Miami. Comment below if you've ever had great Mexican food in Europe, because I would love to know where they would have it. I went to a Mexican place in Australia, and it was not very great, and I'm just assuming because there's not a lot of Mexicans there, but let me know if there's any specific Mexican restaurants in Europe that are actually good and authentic. Just went vintage shopping at this store, and I thought that it wasn't even a vintage store because of how well it was curated. If you like stores like Brandy Melville, like the style and the vibe of it, then you will definitely like the store, Vintage Fabric. I got some really cute things, mainly from Polo Ralph Lauren, but I will show you when I get back. But that store, great vintage clothes. I was shopping there, and one of the cardigans was from Justice. I also did buy a Forever 21 dress today at the other vintage shop that I was at, and I was like, since when is Forever 21? And literally Justice vintage, but then I have to remind myself I am 28 years old, and if it's cute, I'm gonna wear it. I don't really care. But it's just funny how trends change, or how something that I wore for years is now considered vintage. I'm back home. This was such an amazing trip. I wanted to close out the vlog here. I am so proud of myself for being able to put together like a 40-minute vlog, because you guys know how hard it is for me to do it, and especially with traveling. But I'm traveling a lot this year, and I want to take advantage and have some good memories, some content, and I hope that you guys like this. If you guys are going anywhere in Europe this summer, or any of the places that I went, please let me know. Hopefully this was helpful. I'm also going to include all of the links of my outfits, the Airbnb, everything that is mentioned here down below in the description. But if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you like this travel content. It's a little bit different than what I normally post since I'm not traveling all the time. And I hope that you guys enjoyed. Make sure to have an active comment section. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video.